Hello everyone, welcome back to my kitchen for another Dollar Tree haul. I am so happy you're here with me today. I've got a lot of good stuff, so let's get started. The first thing is the voice controlled lamp. And I found this with the school supplies and it's $1.25. I was like, okay, voice controlled lamp for $1.25. I got to see it to believe it. So here's the lamp. Looks like this, a little dome lamp. And you plug it into a USB port. So what I'm going to do is plug it into my phone charger and let's see what she does. Okay, so there she is. So there are a number of voice instructions you can give the lamp. So let's do it. Let's see what she does. I showed this to my husband last night and he said, "Are you sure it was $1.25? I said, "I promise you, this was $1.25. Okay, dome lamp, brighten the light. Dome lamp, change the color. Change the color. Dome lamp, dim the light. Dome lamp, turn off the light. Dome lamp, turn on the light." I could sit and play with this all day long. But here it is. It's the voice controlled dome lamp for $1.25. It blinked when I said dome lamp. But I love this. Any voice will work. There's a little hole, it listens to you. My husband did it last night. I've been playing with it and it listens to any voice. Even country voices like mine. It understood. So if you see this, this is a great little to-do. You know, for your kids going back to school, back to college. There you go. I love this little lamp for $1.25. It did not disappoint. My husband picked up the Tillamook Chop House jalapeno cheddar pork bites. You get 70 calories, 6 grams of protein, and you get 0.7 ounces, I think it's what it reads. Yes, 0.7 ounces. So that's a little bitty bag, but I guess for a snack, that'll be perfect. So he picked up that. All right, my daughter, listen carefully. We both love the neat Bleach tablets that come in this. You get them in regular or fresh linen, and you get 10 to a pack. So what we do, or what I do, is I use white sheets, and when I wash my sheets, I always put a tablet in the wash, so it smells like bleach. Now, I am absolutely in love with these tablets. I don't use liquid bleach anymore, and it's so much nicer just throwing a tablet in. However, Home Bright Beach tablets, Dollar Tree, 10 tablets, 20 tablets. Both are $1.25. 10 tablets, 20 tablets. So I said, okay, maybe these are really tiny tablets and, you know, I'm gonna stick with my neat tablet. So here's my neat tablet and here's my Home Bright Beach tablet. It's the same tablet. It's the exact same tablet. So I will now be not using the neat tablets, 10 per container, but I will be using the Home Bright 20 tablets per container for $1.25. So you get double your amount of bleach tablets. So daughter, there you go, 20 tablets for the same price. So we learned a little lesson there. I have not seen the Home Bright bleach tablets before. This might be a new product, but to get 20 instead of 10, I'll buy that. Okay, so I want to make sure you all saw that, and if you're doing the bleach tablets like me, the Home Bright is the way to go. All right, when you walk into a Dollar Tree, in the Dollar Trees in my area, they have a lot of clearance items from summer. And I walked into a Dollar Tree that had a buggy full of the gold plastic cutlery, 12 pieces, and they were 50 cents in the gold. And these are the really nice plastic cutlery pieces. So I got 4 of those for 50 cents. And even as I was picking them up, I thought, I might need to grab some more, but I'm trying to practice self-control. So I only picked up 4 packs for 50 cents a piece. I also picked up the little coconut tumblers for 50 cents. The only thing about these that I do not like is there's no cap for the top of the straw. So I'm a little funny about using things outside or drinking from containers that I can't see inside of outside because I don't want to drink a critter. But check your Dollar Tree clearance buggies to see if there's anything that you might like that's on sale. All right, the next thing that I picked up was the Dhrtbmssr Quality Tools, Beauty Tools, the 5-piece set. Looks like that. And I found this on Amazon for $10.95. I picked up 2. So the first thing is the powder brush. And I would say it's not rounded, it's flat. You can use it in a rounded, but it's more flat. And it's not rough, but it is a little rough. So it is synthetic fibers, but it'll do the job. Okay, the next piece in this 5-piece set is the liner brush. So this would be a good, and what I would use this for is, I don't use liner, but I do like to put a little bit of brown shadow underneath the outer corners. So it's a good little liner brush for that. The next thing is the lip brush, which I just never use a lip brush, so that'll be of no good. And there's the sponge tip applicator, which that's a very little sponge. But you know, in a pinch, it'll get the job done. And then the last thing, which I think is probably the nicest thing, is the lash and brow brush. So that within itself is a good deal for $1.25. But you get all 5 pieces for $1.25 from the Dhrtbmssr line. There you go. Let's see. The next thing I picked up is from LA Colors, and it is the brow powder, and I got the Universal. Now this was on, I've never seen this before. And when I saw it, there were only 2. I'm trying to keep it out of the shadows. And when I found it, there were only 2 left. So I was like, never seen it before, only 2 left. So I got them both. I'm so happy I did. So this little trio has the brown. So if you have brown hair like me, this is a great little trio. Brown hair, taupe, and then a brow highlighter. I used this morning, this brown, to cover the gray around my ears. I used the brown to do my eyebrows, and I used a mix of these for my shadow. So I did my hair color, my brows, and my eyeshadow with this little trio. Except for right here, I use another color for the blended out, but for the actual lid color, I use this. I love this, and this stays in place. When you put it on, like at 10 o'clock tonight, when I go to take my makeup off, the shadow will still be sitting in place. So if you see this little trio, this is a great little, again, it's from LA Colors, and it's the brow powder. I've only seen it in one Dollar Tree, and I've looked in every one that I go in. I look for this, and I've not seen it anywhere else. So I like that. The next thing, Green Giant 15-ounce mixed vegetables, $1.25. Everywhere else you look, they're $2, $3. Walmart's got a 12-pack right now for $49.95, which is over $4 a can. What I do is I pour out the juice, mix in a little water, rinse it out, and I use this to mix in with my dog's dog food. I also look at the expiration. This one expires December the 28th, 2026. So always check to see when they expire, but this is a fabulous, fabulous deal. Don't sleep on the canned food at Dollar Tree. Don't do it. You'll miss out. The next thing is I found the Candy Moyo Beauty, the Beauty Benefit, is it Beauty Benefit? Let me put my granny glasses on. The Beauty Benefit Cream, and I got the medium, that right there, and I'm using it today. This is a really, really good BB cream. Don't need a lot. I overdid it and had to wipe some of it off. This goes on better with a sponge than a brush because it is liquid. Not liquidy, but well, let's put some on my hand. It's just, I think it blends out better with a sponge. This is a beautiful, look at that. Just with my finger blending it out on my hand, it blends right in. I used it both with the brush and with the sponge, And I don't, most products that I use, I think the sponge works better. So the Candy Moyo Beauty Cream or the BB Cream, this is really, really good. When I go back, I'm gonna get it in the light because in the next couple of months, as my tan starts to fade away, this will be too dark. Right now it blends in good, but it will be too dark. So I do want to get the light because it covers really, really nicely. I was very, very impressed for $1.25. The next thing that I found or picked up was the City Colors Be Bold Foundation for $1.25. I got the light and I got the darker color. The dark, again, for this, what I would say is a little goes a long way. I like it better with the sponge, and I love that it has a pump top. It's glass and it has a pump. So you cannot make this product with this glass and this pump for $1.25. Again, this one is, and I want to show you why you don't want to use a lot. Because I did one full pump and that's a lot just for one pump. So I would start out light and just blend it in. That's again, that was one pump and it's a lot. Another thing I will say about the City Color, this Be Bold foundation, it does have a smell. It smells like, this is weird, but to me it smells like crayons. Yes, it smells like crayons to me, which is not bad. It doesn't bother me, but it does have a smell of like crayons. So if that doesn't bother you, this is a really good foundation. I used this yesterday and it covered really nicely, a very nice coverage. What I will say is in day-to-day, just out running around, I wouldn't use this because it is more coverage. It's not light, it is a foundation and it performs like a foundation. So I wouldn't use it just out running around because you will feel like you have makeup on. But for $1.25, that is a great price. With that is all that I have for today. Be good to yourself. And I'm gonna be good to myself today by drinking 64 ounces of water. So once I finish this cup of coffee, this is what I'm gonna start on. And that's how I'm going to be good to myself today. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you're finding. I'm on the lookout for those eyeshadow palettes. I have looked everywhere. They're not in my area yet, but I will find them. With that, be good to yourself. If you're not good to yourself, how can you be good to anyone else? Bye.